Okay, I'm actually going to do a review of the angel number 707. And of course, this is a number I have been seeing for every bit of at least a year. And with this particular number, I'm just going to go over what my research has shown, and then I'll get more into a personal part. When you're seeing the number 707, of course, it is letting you know, the universe is letting you know that you are vibrationally in alignment with some of the things for self discovery in your life. The number 707 means that, of course, the universe wants to say that you've been doing a great job, that they see pretty much all your hard work in regards to how you've been trying to work on yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically. And they want to say, good job. Ideally, the number 707 is more about self awareness. It's about your ability to be able to look outside yourself and see how you are experiencing the world and how the world is experiencing you. And so the angels want you to know, the universe wants you to know, to kind of look at yourself and your life and be more curious instead of judgmental. I know in my personal life, I have tended to look at myself and be very judgmental. In a sense, in a way, wanting to always have the answer for why things go the way that they do in my life, wanting to always know exactly what to do and how to do it. But of course, life is not actually that laid out. I guess the best way to say it is that we're here to experience life. And so it's a path that we actually discover. And so the angels with the number 707 want you to know how to be able to experience life to the fullest, your life. This number is going to have its own connotations with each and every person differently, because of course we all have our certain personal situations. But for me, of course, it's been coming up in regards to life purpose, my soul mission, what gifts I have to offer the world, right? And so in thinking about that, today I had a question that I asked myself, because of course I've been seeking and wanting to know, what is my life purpose? What is it that I'm, here to do? And, I've been doing my research on this for a very long time. And the conclusion that I've come to is that, we really kind of create our life purpose by getting to know who we are and getting to know ourselves better. And in doing that, we are able to connect with the very best self, our higher version of ourselves. And of course, that's the goal behind 707. And so I asked myself today, what is my life purpose? In a sense of what brings me joy. Have you ever heard people say, well, just do what it is that you love. Find the things that you absolutely love to do or that bring you joy. And so in my spiritual awakening, I've made several life changes in regards to people, places, and things. Some of those changes, many people have kind of been like, we don't understand what you're doing and we don't understand why. And of course, it's not personal. It's just me actually connecting and me just trying to experience life from more of a curiosity way. And I don't think many people always understand it, but to each his own. I'm here to walk my path, and they're here to walk their path. And of course, we have many, many lessons to learn. Not that I have learned them all. And of course, not that everyone else has learned all of theirs. But of course, the question I ask myself is, what brings me joy? Then I started to think and I started to wonder. I was like, there were times in my life when I was content, but I really wasn't aware of the types of things that were really bringing me joy. And so I sat down today and I actually came up with a list of people, places, and things that at an instant, when I think about them, they bring a smile to my face or my heart warms up. And so I created this long list, just kind of contemplating, reflecting, being curious, as this number actually asks us to do, is to step outside of ourselves and be objective and discover what are the things that bring us joy. Well, when I actually did this list, I realized that there are and is several things in my life that have always brought me joy. And so when I initially started to create this list, I was thinking that I was going to have a bunch of things that I was going to begin to really need to seek after, right? And even if I look at this list, I'll give you some of the superficial things. Of course, I enjoy music. I enjoy being outside in nature. I always love, eating fruits and vegetables. There are certain people I like to be around. People who tend to be a little different. Typically people that are more spiritual, have some type of diversity, anyone that's different from myself. It tends to bring me joy. I think because it stimulates just me thinking about certain things in a different way. And so as I created this list, I started to think, I was like, well, maybe I need to start to kind of, bring more of these things into my life. And of course, we all do. The things that bring us joy, this is what we want to spend our time doing. Then after I got at the bottom of the list, I realized that the things that really bring me joy is myself. Like, I have joy in just being who I am. And so I realized that the number 707 is really asking us to get in alignment with who we truly are. The things that really bring us home to ourselves. Many times we are out and about, we're doing, this task or that task. We have laundry to do. We have our bills to pay. We have, demands from our jobs. If we have a job, we have certain things that we have to, do in regards to our businesses and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, the angels want us to be able to experience joy in whatever we do. Now, the beauty in arriving at the fact that I bring myself joy is beautiful, I think, because once we're able to realize what it is about ourselves that helps us to be joyous and happy, there's not anything anyone can ever do to take that away from you, which is very special. Because many times we live our lives for other people, meaning they're not happy with the decision that we do here or what we do here. And at the end of the day, are you able to experience yourself in a joyous way? Can you be alone with yourself enough to be delighted in whatever you're experiencing with yourself? And so that's my gift, number one, to myself and also to the world, is understanding what it's like to be me. To me, not in an egocentric way, but in a way where I'm able to maintain that level of balance. It's interesting because when I looked at the timer, 909 came up. And so when I was also doing my research on the number 707, what it said was that the number 909 is encoded in the number 707. Now, in the past, I've also studied this number, and this number is also what we would consider service to others or the world, discovering what our purpose is. So, of course, the questions that we ask in regards to the number 909, linking it to 707, what is our purpose here on earth? what is our divine mission, and what gifts do we have to share to the world. So it was interesting that at that time, I actually said that this is my gift to the world. And so I realized the more I am self-assured in regards to being more in alignment with the joy that I bring to myself, regardless of what other people think and feel, it helps me to develop, and you to develop, different types of life skills. Because then you begin to develop the mindset where you're able to continually walk in a wellness and a state of high vibration all the time, right? Because if you're showing up as joy and you know that it's how you experience yourself, there's not anything that can really affect that or can affect it as much, right? And so then you're able to make better choices and decisions that are more in alignment with who you are. And so the list that I created was very helpful because it helps me to see the people, places, and things that I'm going to reach out to. That's going to be a challenge even for me, because sometimes I have to get over that as well. And of course, that is in alignment with, of course, the number 707, in making sure that we're not being insecure, we're not being scared, or we're not feeling guilty about certain things, and that we're looking for the opportunities and situations that are going to help us to be strong so that we're able to use our strength to resolve certain problems. So that is my understanding of the number 707.